Hello, Capricorn. It is time for your February 2025 reading. We're going to start off as usual with an oracle card to see what your primary energy or theme for the month of February is. And we have, let's see if we can read this here. I listen with my heart and I hold the secrets trusted to me with compassion, empathy, and grace. And we have the sign of Aquarius on here. So you may be working with an Aquarius, or at least dealing with this Aquarian energy that we've slipped into. Now, what am I getting off of this card for you? Quite frankly, that somebody's going to be confiding in you, and it may be hard for you to hold that information back. For some reason, you may think that you should probably share it with somebody else, or you need to tell someone, but you should not. They need to have, this person that is sharing this information with you needs a confidant. They need somebody that they can trust completely with this information. That does not mean that they're going to act on it, but they have a need to express it so that it leaves their energetic body. And the best way that they can do that, for some reason, this person, is by sharing it verbally, or maybe through written communication or some sort of communication method. Maybe because they are an air element. Maybe that's why we have Aquarius in here, because Aquarius is a fixed air element, and air is about communication, information, etc. So this person, and they are not necessarily an Aquarius, have information they need to share. They need to express it. But they also need to trust the person that they're sharing this with to not spread that information, to just hold it and hold space for it with empathy, with compassion, but not with lectures, not with, well, you should do this or that. That's not what they're looking for. They just need to express this, put it out there in the world, so maybe even that they can hear it as they're speaking to you is going to help them come to some sort of resolution within themselves about it. So this is not information for you to share with anyone else. It's just holding space for someone so that they can feel heard and safe. So keep that in mind. This is not for you to fix the problem. It is just for you to hold that space. That's the kind of energy I'm getting here. All right. Now, let's see what your tarot cards have to say about that. We have the Magician, the World, the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Devil card. Interesting. You have three major arcana cards here for the month of February, going from the beginning of the major arcana to the end of the major arcana, to the card, and including the card that represents Capricorn in the tarot deck, the Devil card. So we have a card that's kind of about standing in your power, followed by a conclusion or the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. Ten of Swords is also an ending card, a completion card. I think your temptation here to share the information is going to become strongest at the end of this month, so be aware of that. All right, let's get into the individual cards. So we're starting right off here with the Magician. The Magician is the first encounter that the Fool has on their journey. So they've set out on some fresh new journey, deliberately, with intention to see it through. The Magician who they encounter helps them understand that they have the tools, the information, the connections. They have everything they need to build this new thing that they want, to start this journey, to complete this journey. And that they should call on those tools that they have, innately have, in order to help them as they're moving through down this new path. So maybe this is a new thing for you, is being a confident, being a trusted person in this other person's life, or maybe just in general. Maybe somebody hasn't reached out to you in this way before. So this is something you're being called to do. as it's going to shift how you even handle other communication and verbal interactions, or just how you deal with information in general going forward. It's going to be with, and this does not mean you did not treat it with respect before, but it's going to be treating this type of information with more respect and compassion going forward in life. Because you know how important this is, and you know how much of an impact it can have just to hold that space, just to listen, just to be that anchor in the storm with no expectations, no problem solving. You're just there for them, period. So I think that that's what this journey is about here for you, and this is your first step, and this is understanding that this is absolutely something you're capable of. It's absolutely something that is part of who you are innately. You have what you need to create this, to do this. So believe in yourself here. And then we jump right to the World card. The World is a card of completion. It is the last card in the major arcana. It is the point in time in which the Fool now steps out into the next journey. So it could be that this is something new to you, and at the same time, another part of your life is coming to completion. You're ending one cycle. So you're starting, they're overlapping a little bit here, but you had the end or the beginning of something new and the end of something that you've been working on for a while. So there is a definitive conclusion to some cycle or something in your life that sets you up for the next journey, for this new journey. That's what this World card is about for you. And I think each of you individually will know what that is because it's so scattered. I'm not able to dial in into one specific area of life, but there's definitely a conclusion here that sets you up for something new going forward. Like a leveling up. It's not a slide back. It's not losing something. It's using what the experience or things you have now to build something new, like the next level up going forward. And then we have the Ten of Swords here. So we're still in that sword energy, that air element energy, that strongly Aquarian energy for my Capricorns. And the Ten of Swords is a definitive end, a conclusion of an argument, a conclusion of some sort of communication, maybe even blocking somebody because they have essentially, obviously here, backstabbed you. The backstabbing, and maybe that's what you've discovered here at the end of this cycle here, and the result of the closure of this is, look, I'm not going to deal with that drama anymore. I don't want to get involved in it anymore. I am cutting off communication with you because it's just not healthy for me, clearly, going forward. This relationship, this ongoing thing we have going, it's not working out for me. It's not benefiting my life. All it's doing is putting me into this place where I feel like I can't share anything with you. So maybe that's why you have compassion and understand what this other person needs to share with you, because you haven't had that. You haven't had that maybe with one particular person. Somebody you thought you could trust, but has been spilling all the secrets and all the information that you've been sharing. And now it all culminated here, and you're recognizing, look, I can't have that in you, so I can't share any of that information with you. I don't feel safe or secure sharing information with you. And this is you and with some other person, not you with the person who's sharing information with you, because you understand that it needs to be held sacred. So this is the conclusion or ending of a connection, or at a minimum, you're not sharing information with this other person anymore. You're over that. You're done with it. You're very calm and decisive in this decision here, and you don't have any regrets about doing that. They may wail and say whatever, but that's not on you. That's on them. So take care of your own space. Protect your own energy. Be your own safe harbor in this case. And then here we have the Seven of Swords. Now the Seven of Swords can indicate deception, can indicate a desire or feeling as if you're getting away with more than you are. So this person is trying to collect all the knives, if you will, or all the swords, and they're running away with them and looking back like they're afraid they might get caught. I got this information that maybe I shouldn't have. You're going to feel a little bit like that, I think, with this other person that is sharing with you. Like you almost don't trust yourself because you haven't been put in this kind of position before, this feeling of responsibility. And you want to share this information. You have a desire to do that, right? That's other person trained you that way, right? But you know that this does not lead to good things. You know it leads to heartbreak and feelings of betrayal and feeling exposed and raw and vulnerable instead of protected and safe and secure. So you're not likely to do that. This could also be a reflection of this person that you cut off contact with here, and they're just spilling anything else you may have shared recently as a, oh yeah, you're going to cut me off? Well, how about this kind of energy? So be aware of that, to be ready to face that, and just know once they spill whatever else they have, that's it. They have nothing else because you're not sharing anything else. And in the end, they may find it's empty. There's no sense of success in there. It's really, really, really petty and vindictive behavior. And they'll be seen in that light as petty and vindictive. So they're not going to get what they're expecting out of this. So just be strong and secure in who you are, especially going forward, knowing that you have not shared anything else with them. And you don't want to be seen as this type of person either. So you would never share that with anybody else. Share information that's been entrusted to you. You would never act the same way that the person who did this to you, you would never treat them that way. And then we have the Devil card at the end here. Another major arcana card, but this card actually represents Capricorn. This is about discipline. It's discipline in one hand, right? It is also about temptation and the ability to resist that temptation, the ability to push through or past the temptation, probably the temptation to retaliate against this person in some way. And maybe even for some of you, the temptation to share the information and the recognition that doing so is going to cause some sort of harm. At a minimum, you will not have that person will no longer be able to trust you, and now you're in the position of having caused this condition. So be aware of that. I think because this is all coming and it's all right in a row here, you will be able to push past the temptation to share that information, to do what was done to you, if you will. But you're going to rise above it, is what I'm feeling for the majority here. And not be tempted. Well, okay, you will be tempted, but you will be able to resist that temptation. You will be able to overcome that learned behavior, the tit for tat kind of vibe, and hold your ground and not let anybody sway you to just tell us what they said. Just tell me. No. The answer is no. You cannot breach that confidentiality, if you will. So this is what we have. It's a lot about information, communication, closing maybe the end of one relationship or a cycle of emotional or verbal abuse, possibly here with someone, but because somebody else is confiding in you, which gives you a different perspective and understanding of what it means to confide in somebody who truly values that confidentiality and truly values holding that space for someone else because of your own experiences that you're going through, which then in turn gives you the confidence to say no more. And yeah, okay, fine, drop whatever, expose whatever other swords, take whatever information you think you have, expose it. Because going forward, you can no longer harm me. There will be no other information that you get. And it could be, too, the devil may be tempted to do some sort of retaliation against this person. That could also be the flip side of the temptation here. but don't. Because that's not the person you are, that's the person they are. And you don't want to lower yourself to that level. So, another way or consideration here for the temptations that you may be faced with toward the end of the month. All right, so a little bit tumultuous month, it feels like, when it comes to communication, misunderstandings, compassion, empathy for you. But this is something you can easily handle. This is your seat of power, right? The avoiding temptation. So you've got this. And that is what I have for you for your February 2025 reading. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonated with you or not, and because the YouTube algorithm likes that. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.